Good morning, everyone. Thanks for putting up with the music here. Let me go ahead and get this turned off on my end. Okay, so good morning, everyone. It is March 27th, 2020. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well this morning. We have a lot of stuff that I'm going to go over with you today, some stuff that I think you're all going to find really, really helpful in the next few weeks. And I have some announcements that I would like to make, but also we have our Starbucks card giveaway today. We're going to be saving that to last. Please, everybody, someone anyway, let me know, do you hear me okay? The reason that I'm doing all of this with the music and everything else is because we seem to be having a problem. There are so many live streams going on now because so many people are working from home that ordinarily don't, that are like, on their breaks, they're watching YouTube, and that there seems to be some problems with actual live streams maintaining their stream. And so I'm trying to make sure that everybody has a chance to get in here watching it, number one, and number two, that we have something that can tell us whether or not you can hear me okay. There's a lot of broken up stuff that are being complained about. So if at any point you don't hear me anymore for some reason, please, somebody let me know right away so I can try and see if there's a way that I can fix it. So let me start out by saying good morning to everyone again. Hi, Tina, Denise, Joe, Sock. There is my Sock. Sock, I want to thank you for your last thumbnail. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. This has been a very interesting week for me, which is why you haven't seen me a lot. So I apologize for that, but thank you so much for the thumbnail. Agent Sock is who does our thumbnails, the really cute ones where you see the minions and stuff like that on them. And so I want to make sure to recognize Agent Sock, a wonderful watchdog. Hi, Chuck. How are you this morning? My troublemaker, Chuck. Hello, Raven. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you can hear me well. Thank you so much. Hi, Punisher. I can't hear you, honey, but that's just the way it's going to have to go. You're going to have to type it in. Let's see. Jefferson, hello. And I know I've missed several of you. I apologize. John, hi. Hello, Ian. Infidel, hello. Let's see. Diligent Escape, hello. Sunny, hi. Sunny is one of my favorite subscribers. I love you all, but Sunny sends all kinds of neat stuff to keep me feeling happy. So I have to recognize her. Hello, Zide. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here so I don't keep you on here all day long. I know you've got other live streams that you need to watch too. I know Vilified Freedom has one coming up today that you don't want to probably miss. My understanding is that he has some form of a gift card he's doing also. I think it's a Domino's card or something like that. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm just going off of what I saw in my feed. For those of you that are not actually subscribed to Vilified Freedom, I will put his link in the description of this video. He's an awesome watchdog. Love him very much. Very sweet individual, and tries really hard to do really nice giveaways for people. So need to take a look at his channel if you're so inclined. He tends to do things along the lines of kind of the way that DGen does, or maybe Van. Those are the types of things that he has on his channel. So a shout out to Vilified Freedom. There's another party I want to give a shout out to that most of you probably have not heard of before. And I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick who that is. Give me 1 second here. I've got my music in the way of things now. Okay. Hi, Maisie. Did you want to say hi to everybody? Well, come on. The minute I start talking, she'll start talking again. Sit down. Sit down, baby. Sit down. Hi, Teresa. Oh, kiss on the cheek. Yes. When Maisie kisses you on the cheek, it's like being kissed on the cheek by a rhino or a hippopotamus, or because she's just so big. Thank you, Maisie. Good girl. Okay, so let's go ahead and did somebody ask me a question? Mark, did I miss your question? You didn't acknowledge my presence. I'm Mark, I spoke to you when you first got on. You are not mortified, I guarantee you. You know I love you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a new watchdog that is not actually part of our group as of yet. But his quality of content is very good. He is definitely someone who is pointing out the scammers. He does a lot of information pertaining to people like Deborah Tavares, like Flat Earthers. You're looking at his actual channel homepage right now. I will be linking this in the description also. Everett actually needs more subscribers. Right now, he's got less than 500. He does really good quality work. And I'm not just saying that because he's quoted me a few times on a video. I honestly believe that he's doing a good job. So that will be located in the description. Also, for those of you that did not have a chance to subscribe or check out his channel from the comments or from the community section that I put up the other day. So there is that. All right. We are going to be talking about something that I know everyone is concerned about and interested in. And what you hear in the background, of course, is Little Man and Maisie playing. And that will probably get loud in a minute. And I may have to mute it and holler at them because when they get going, it's insane. Okay. Let's see. We are going to talk about the government checks that everyone has been asking me questions about. Now, I got on the phone with somebody of actual authority, one of the governors, and I was able to get some answers for you guys. So I'm going to be talking about the things that people asked me about. This would be like a FAQS on the checks and unemployment insurance that everyone has been wanting to know. So, with regards to the stimulus payments, now, of course, everything has to go into effect. The president still has to sign off on it, but this is indeed what we're looking at, and it appears as though the majority of both the Senate and as well as already passed the Senate, it's either going straight to or has already been to the House, and I have not had a chance to check on that yet. But everyone is saying that they're going to sign it. So this should be what we're really truthfully looking at here. So, Maisie, come on now, girl. Let me finish my video, okay? All right, so the stimulus payments, we're going to talk about questions on that first. Okay, so how much are the actual payments going to be? Most adults are going to get $1,200. Although some will get less the higher up in the income bracket that you are. So I'll be explaining how that's going to work in just a moment. But for every qualifying child of age 16 or under, the payment would be an additional $500. I've been asked how many payments that there would be. There is currently only one. Future bills could, add additional, but that's something that's going to be a wait and see type of scenario. Now, here's basically how you know whether you will get the full amount or not. It depends on your income, of course. Single adults with, yes, Maisie, with Social Security numbers who are in the United States as residents and have an adjusted gross income. Now, this is gross income. Remember, not your take home. This is what you actually claim to the IRS on your tax returns of $75,000 or less would get the full amount. Married people with no children earning $150,000 or less would receive a total. I know. I don't think it's enough either, Maisie. Would receive a total of $2,400. Sorry, you guys. And taxpayers filing as head of household would get the full payment if they earn $112,000, 112, 112. Why can't I say this? We'll just say 112 or less. Above those income figures, the payment decreases until it stops altogether for single people earning 99,000 or married people who have no children and earn 198,000. Okay, so there is a stopping point, of course, and the further up on the income bracket you go, the less you will end up receiving. But people that make $75,000 or less will receive the full amount plus a $500 stimulus for each child under the age of 16. Now, here are some things to be aware of. You cannot get a payment if someone claims you as a dependent, even if you're an adult. So in any given family, and in most instances, everyone must have a valid Social Security number in order to be eligible, and there is an exception for members of the military. That is something I do not know or have all of the info on, so that's something that you guys will need to check out with your state sites. That information will be on very shortly, is my understanding. You can find your adjusted gross income on line 8B. That's line 8B of your 2019 1040 federal income tax return if you have any doubt on what your actual gross income is. All right, now as far as college students are concerned, this is a question that I've gotten also. If anyone else claims you as a dependent and you are a college student, if your parents are claiming you, your grandparents, then no. You cannot be claimed as a dependent by anybody else to receive these funds. Usually students that are under the age of 24 tend to be dependents in the eyes of the taxing authorities. So if a parent pays for half of your expenses, for example, then no, you do not actually receive any funding, unfortunately. Okay, so you need to be looking at your 2019 income tax in terms of the numbers that you would be looking at. If you haven't prepared a tax return yet, you can use your 2018 return. If you haven't filed that yet, then you can use a 2019 Social Security statement, which is showing your income to see what your employer reported to the IRS. Now, that's how to determine the numbers that you would need to be looking at to determine if you're somewhere in between 75,000 and 112,000, for example. You're going to need to know that because it does lessen the payment some. What if my recent income made me ineligible, but I anticipate being eligible because of a loss of income in 2020? Do I get a payment? So the bill doesn't help people in that particular circumstance, but you may benefit once you actually file your 2020 taxes. That's because the payment is technically in advance on a tax credit that is available for the entire year. So it will depend on how much you actually earn at the end of the year. Meanwhile, there are many other provisions that are in the legislation that you may be able to file. For example, unemployment, should the actual relief check be ruled out. Okay, now, many people have asked, would they need to apply for something in order to receive a payment? No. If the IRS already has your bank account information, it would transfer the money to you via direct deposit based on the recent income tax figures that it already has. The payment should arrive, according to Stephen Mnuchin, which is, of course, the Treasury Secretary, within 3 weeks, he's claiming. I would not count on it. That's just my personal belief. Okay, I think they are overtaxing themselves with regards to the amount of checks that they can get out. Perhaps with direct deposit, if there's no problems, if the banks do what they're supposed to do, if everybody has their income tax already either filed for 2018 or 2019, and there isn't a way, they don't have to hunt you down to give you a check, for example. And if in the event that you have not filed, I would absolutely file this weekend, because this bill has provisions. So even if you owe, for example, you really need to file or you're not going to get this check. You can make payment arrangements with the IRS at any point. So especially now. So my concern for you would be if you need the funding, let's face it, who doesn't? Then you need to go ahead and file your returns. Okay. If your payment doesn't end up showing up, how can you be sure that it's not misdirected? Hey, Maisie, stop, please. They're not going to stop, you guys. According to the bill, you would get a paper notice in the mail no later than a few weeks after your payment had already been dispersed. So that notice would contain information about where the payment actually ended up and in what form it was made, whether it be direct deposit and went into the wrong account, or whether it be mailed by check and went to a wrong address. If you can't locate the payment at that point, then it would be time to contact the IRS using the information that will be on that notice. Okay. All right, another one. What if I haven't filed tax returns recently? Would that affect my ability to receive a payment? It could. File a return immediately, at least for 2018. According to the IRS website, they are saying that those without a 2018 tax filing on record could potentially affect mailings of the actual checks. So the site says that if you're worried about money that you owe that you cannot pay, the IRS recommends consulting a tax professional who can help you request an alternative payment plan or some other resolution. Now, look, you don't have to actually go through a tax professional. You can contact the IRS customer service and work out a payment arrangement with them. Actually, they're surprisingly easy to work with, regardless of what you might have heard. And the purpose of this bill is for relief and to boost the economy back up to some extent. So they're going to be fairly lenient, I would imagine, on working out a payment arrangement with you. All right. Would most people who are receiving Social Security, retirement, and disability payments each month also get a stimulus payment? There was a subscriber that asked me this question last week, so I made sure this is accurate. Yes, you will receive the payment. Again, if you have not filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019, do it. You will not only, if you are under the income bracket that normally would need to file, you will not only receive the check, but you'll probably receive some credits in addition as a refund. So if you are one of those people that's not making enough on disability to even need to file under normal circumstances, start filing. You're missing out on credits that you would get a refund for. For example, there is a friend of mine that actually ended up filing last year and received, it was only a $75 refund, but hey, it was a refund. And that was because she was on disability insurance. Didn't think she needed to file, which she didn't. She didn't have to file. But filing allowed her to get that $75 credit as a refund. So, okay, would eligible unemployed people get these actual payments or veterans? Yes and yes. All right. So if you are eligible unemployed, meaning that if you qualify for unemployment insurance, I would imagine what was meant by that, then yes, you are definitely going to receive the check, in addition to being eligible to filing the new unemployment, which qualifies you for even more money and a longer space of time that you would receive unemployment. Okay, do I have to pay income taxes on the amount of my payment? No. They fixed that this time. If my income tax refunds are currently being garnished because of a student loan default or some other tax default, would this payment be garnished as well? No. In fact, the bill temporarily is suspending nearly all efforts to garnish tax refunds to repay any debts, including those of the IRS itself. However, this may not apply in the case of child support. That would be the one thing that stuck out in this bill, is that there is not, they can still continue to garnish for child support. You may be able to contact your local attorney general to work out arrangements with regards to that. I don't know. Maisie, excuse me, you guys, for just one moment here. I'll put you on mute. Oh, look, now she stops. Hold on just 1 second here. They're not going to stop, you guys. I already know they're not going to stop. Maisie tries to keep up with me speaking. All right, so first of all, I want to ask you guys, do you have questions with regards to what I just said about the actual relief checks? If you do, now is the time to ask. If I do not have the immediate answer for you, I will find out so that this way I can get back to you and let you know. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, put you on mute here for about 60 to 90 seconds to give you guys a chance to put it in the chat. And yes, Rocky, she's being cute, but I can barely hear myself. And then we're going to go into the unemployment part, okay? All right, so 90 seconds here, guys. Type in any questions that you've got. Mark, the horse that thinks she's a dog. You know what? You're kind of right there. I'm telling you. Pony in the house over here. All right. Be back in about a minute and a half. Okay, you guys are going to unfortunately have to put up with them because there's just no way for me to stop them, and they're too cute for me to throw out. So okay, Sunny, that is something that was a concern to me also. That's true. Homeless people are non-taxpayers, and unfortunately, this bill doesn't seem to make any provisions for that. However, my understanding is that they are working on a secondary bill that, well, actually, I guess according to them, it's a fourth bill, but I still don't know what the first two are even talking about. That will actually, oh, now we go with the squeakers too, just to add a little bit of music to it. So my understanding is that they're working on something in many of the states and also federally that may assist those that are homeless. It's a particular concern because these are the individuals that are out there that could potentially be getting sick. So I agree with you, Sunny. It's a big concern, and I wish I had better news with regards to that. Hopefully I will later. All right. Let's see. Who's next? Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate you announcing that again. Let's see. How about if you make more than 150,000 joint filers? I believe I heard that the amount you receive will go down. Yes, it does go down. The problem is I don't know how much it goes down yet. If you make more than $150,000, you would still get something, but you're definitely not going to get the full amount. You can make up to 198 together as joint filers, but it will go down significantly, I would imagine. Hopefully I will know more about that by next Friday, and I'll be able to announce that to you. I apologize. I just don't have those figures yet. Let's see. Raven, and SSI will get it as well. Yes, you will get it. If you are on Social Security insurance, Social Security disability insurance, regular SSI, if you're getting assistance and you are still working part-time, or you are receiving, some form of payment, whether it be 1099 or you're self-employed or you get AdSense payments or whatever, you are still technically a taxpayer. And therefore you will receive, even though you don't pay any tax, you're still in the system as a taxpayer. So you will receive it. Let's see. Well, for married couples, you think it goes up to 200,000. Actually, I got 198,000. That's what was given to me. Until I can read the entire bill and it's already been signed by the president, I won't be able to tell you whether that's accurate or not. What they gave to me specifically was 198,000. But you could be right. I just can't, I have to say what I was given. Let's see. Okay, no, they will not let you have access to your secret TDA account that doesn't exist. Very funny, Ian. Let's see. You guys, I'm sorry. Hold on, you guys, for just a second. I'm sorry, you guys. Having to keep an eye on them and their chewies here. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Thank you, Sunny, for the suggestion for my latest. Oh, yes, that was a very good one, too. If you guys have not seen Road Pirate Films' latest video, you need to take a look over there because it's really good and really funny. That's true, Chuck. For TDAs, you need to contact Harvey or April and prepare to get scammed like crazy. Well, I guess technically Harvey's not doing it anymore, so I really can't say that. As much as I despise the guy for being a con artist and a scammer, he has stopped that bit. So you'll have to look to April, and believe me, she'll take you for everything you've got. Let's see. Any more questions? I want to get this through so we can actually have more of an enjoyable. Yeah, I've got some fun stuff for you guys too. That's a good one, Jefferson. Everybody read that comment. No, you cannot exchange your birth certificate for delirium. I'm sorry about that. That's just if you want to exchange your birth certificate for something, you'll need to look up a man named something Christopher. He claims that he can get you millions right away. He's a scammer too, of course. Let's see. Are these checks authorized by the colorful law? About as colorful as it's ever going to get, John. Oh, my. Yes, April to June, I know. Okay, so what's this? Virgo, did you answer the joint return that someone asked? Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. My understanding, the number I was given on the joint return is anything over 198,000 disqualifies you. It could be 200 by the time everything is done and signed, but right now the number I've got is 198,000. Okay, and that's on a joint return. Let's see. Okay, I think we've gotten through. Last call for questions on the checks. Has anybody else got any questions with regards to the checks? So I'm going to be going into unemployment and what that entails from a federal standpoint from the here in just a minute. How many people will create joinder when it comes to accepting the money? Oh, just about everyone, Roland. But guess what? You're already a citizen, so you're already there. This is it's funny because I love it when these people go off talking about this and that with regards to the government. Now, there's a lot of crap the government does that I don't appreciate, much more than you guys would probably even realize. But the truth is that we make up the government. Okay, the government is not some separate alien entity. The government are part of us, part of the people. We're all one. And if we don't like something, a whole bunch of somethings, we have to get together and we have to vote those other things that we don't like out and make new things and vote them in. So, these people that go off talking about it, I love the separation. Because that's not the way it works. And you can tell from the moment you start hearing a lot of these con artists talk about the federal government and about even local government, that they honestly believe that it's some other species out there. We have the power to change things and we have the power to correct things. That's why we are a republic democracy. It makes me sick that people get away with talking about things the way that they do without a complete understanding of how it actually works. Okay. Let's see. You guys are so funny. What does black law say? You know, the one from the dictionary. Little rascal, you should receive. Okay. Sorry. Yes. It's a corporation. Right. Yeah. No, not at all. All right. Joe, I know many government workers, they are space aliens. You guys are helping me out big time here. All right. So we are now going to be talking about the unemployment part of this. Okay. So let's talk about that. Unemployment benefits and how they have changed based on this bill. Maisie? Yeah, okay. She's by herself in the bathroom. All right, who would be covered by the expanded program? The new bill would wrap in far more workers than are usually eligible for unemployment benefits, including self-employed people and part-time workers. The bottom line is those who are unemployed are partly unemployed, or cannot work for a wide variety of illness reasons, for example, would be more likely to receive benefits. So how much would you receive? It depends on your state, of course, but benefits would be expanded in a bid to replace the average worker's paycheck. So if the average worker, for example, earns about $1,000 a week and unemployment benefits often replace roughly 40 to 45% of that, then the expansion would pay the extra amount that would fill in the gap for you. So under the plan, eligible workers would get an extra $600 per week on top of their state benefit. Some states are more generous than others. According to the Century Foundation, the maximum weekly benefit in Alabama is $275, but it's $450 in California and $713 in New Jersey. So you can see how the states really differ on this. So let's say that a worker was making $1,100 per week in New York. She'd be eligible for the maximum state unemployment benefit of $504 per week. Under the new program, she gets an additional $600 of federal unemployment compensation for a total of $1,104, essentially replacing her full original paycheck. States have the option of providing the entire amount in one payment or sending the extra portion separately, but it must all be done on the same weekly basis. Okay. Gig workers, freelancers, and independent contractors. Yes, self-employed people would be newly eligible for unemployment benefits, unlike before. Benefit amounts would be calculated based on previous income using a formula from the Disaster Unemployment Assistance Program. And if you want more information on that, I will link it in the description for you. This is according to the congressional aides. They put this together. Self-employed. Excuse me. What have you got in your mouth, little man? I'm telling you, I'm doing mama time at the same time here. All right. What if I'm a part-time worker who lost my job because of illness reasons, but my state doesn't cover part-time workers? Would I still be eligible? Yes. Now, part-time workers are eligible for benefits, but the benefit amount and how long the benefits would last is going to depend on your state. They would also be eligible for an additional $600 weekly benefit, just like the full-time workers. Okay, if you've been affected by illness or need to care for a family member who has it, and you receive a diagnosis, that's important. You have to receive a diagnosis, and you're unemployed or partially unemployed or cannot work as a result, you would be covered. The same goes if you must care for a member of your family or household who has received a diagnosis. But the key word in there, you guys, don't get confused. The key word in there is you must have received a diagnosis. Now, I have to have the bill to tell you how far that goes. Does that mean you have the flu, family member has the flu, you have symptoms, whatever, and your doctor gives you a diagnosis, or if you have had to have an actual test, swab test done? That I don't know until we get the bill, until it's actually passed and I can read the whole thing. Okay. What if my child's school or daycare shuts down? If you rely on a school or a daycare or another facility to care for your children, elderly parent, or another household member so that you can work, and that facility gets shut down due to, the government saying this is a non-essential or whatever, you would automatically become eligible. If you've been advised by a healthcare provider to remain in your home at this time, and of course, broader orders from the federal government, or just your doctor, either one, you would be covered. You'd be eligible for benefits if you were about to start a new job and you can prove that you were hired and about to start a new job and now can't get there because of you being told that you must stay at home. You would be eligible. If you had to quit as a direct result of being told that you had to stay home, you would be eligible. But there is a caveat to that. Excuse me. Let's say your employer didn't lay you off, but you had to quit because you were told that you had to stay away by a healthcare provider, or because your child's daycare is closed, your primary caregiver, for example, is sick. Situations like that are automatically covered. But this provision wasn't intended to cover people who just up and quit their jobs because they fear that continuing to work may put them at risk. So there's a little bit of a touchy line there. If your employer shuts down your workplace because they were instructed that they must do so by either their local, state, or federal government, yes, you are considered unemployed at that point. This is just allergies, guys. That's nothing else. If you're partially unemployed, if you're unable to work because of any of those types of shutdowns, you're covered. The breadwinner of your household has passed away, God forbid, due to this situation, and you relied on that person for income, you are 100% covered. Okay, so who does that leave out? It leaves out workers who are able to work from home, and those receiving paid sick leave or paid family leave are not going to be covered. New entrants to the workforce who cannot find jobs would also unfortunately be ineligible. But remember, if you had found a job and you just couldn't get there because of the circumstances, and it was, something that was thrust upon you right before you started, you would then be eligible. Now, how long would the payments last? Most states already provide 26 weeks of benefits, though some states have started to trim that back, while others provide a sliding scale tied to the unemployment levels. The bill is going to provide all eligible workers with an additional 13 weeks. So participants in states with 26 weeks would be eligible for a total of 39 weeks. And the total amount cannot exceed 39 weeks, but it may be shorter in certain states. The extra $600 payment would last for up to 4 months, covering weeks of unemployment ending July 31st. The broader program starts retroactive January 27th, 2020, and goes through December 31st, 2020. If you're already receiving unemployment benefits, and need the additional help, yes, you need to contact your unemployment benefits office and talk to them about the extra $600 weekly benefit that the Fed is kicking in, and they will be able to assist you with that. And remember what I said, retroactive January 27th. Okay. Unemployment, if your unemployment recently ran out, can you sign up again? Yes. If you've exhausted your state benefits, eligible workers can generally reapply. How much you will get for how long will depend on the state that you're in. Sometimes there's extended programs, sometimes there's not. But regardless, everyone would get at least another 13 weeks along with the extra $600 payment. Would this income disqualify me from any other programs? Maybe. The additional $600 benefit is going to count as income. It's totally different than what we were just talking about with the relief program. When determining eligibility for means-tested programs, except for Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program, known as CHIP. So if you're getting other benefits, it can affect those benefits, except for the ones that were put in the bill. So far, those are the only 3 that I know of that are in the bill. How long are you going to need to wait for benefits? States have been able to waive basically a 1-week waiting period, but it's unclear how long it would take to process claims, especially with the state offices that are so strained by a flood of claims right now. I'm sure many of you have noticed that you can't get on your state website to actually even file. That's probably going to continue for a while. You have to just continue to try. There are times I was checking out something for a subscriber of mine in the state of Michigan, for example, and I was able to get on one of the 26 times that I tried. So you have to just continue to try. It seems like once you're in there, you can maneuver around pretty good, but you have to be able to log on. And unfortunately, that's something that's been very difficult and probably will continue to be. You have to just keep trying. Okay, student loans. So the federal government has already waived 2 months of payments and interest for many federal student loan borrowers. There's a bigger break that's now coming with this bill. Until September 30th is my understanding, but I'm not going to go into that any further because I don't have all of the information on it yet. How do you know if your loan is eligible? If you borrowed money and it's from the federal government, a so-called direct loan in the past 10 years, you're eligible. Okay. All right, there's more that I can provide to you, information in terms of retirement accounts, information with regards to student loans that may be more private than federal, IRAs, charitable contributions, so on and so forth. If you want additional information, please email me at virgotriad@protonmail.com, virgotriad@protonmail.com. Okay. Let's see. All right, Jefferson, with regards to your statement here, I have no information on that currently. It may very well be that because you're on Social Security, if you are filing taxes, you'll just get the check, okay? If you're not filing taxes, you may want to consider doing that because even though you're on Social Security, that does not disqualify you in any way for this relief. Now, as far as the additional $200 that could be temporarily provided to Social Security benefactors, that is something I have heard also, but I don't have any actual information on it yet. Mark, can't go anywhere to spend money. Yeah, well, fortunately, we have this thing called the internet, at least for now. Now, it is becoming taxed because there are so many people that are on it that weren't on certain sites before, like YouTube. But I believe you're going to be okay with being able to spend money elsewhere. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back and see if you guys have questions and I missed them. And wait, here's one. Normally we have to work at least so many hours and I wasn't. Not true here. Okay. In the event that you are in any of the situations that I just discussed with you, even as much as you have a job and you have not been able to go in for the first day yet, but you actually were hired, you're eligible. So that is no longer the case. Let's see. Raven, my best friend just got laid off because of this virus. I'm not supposed to say that word. That she just started in December. I'm worried that she won't qualify for unemployment. Will she qualify for relief? Okay. If she was laid off and it specifically has to do with this illness, she absolutely qualifies, and December is certainly long enough for her to qualify. Now, I know that there are states that require you, as the previous person was saying, to work for at least 6 months before you're eligible for unemployment, or at least 3 months before you're eligible. This is a totally different scenario and does not apply here. Your friend, from the sounds of it, unless something else happened, like she quit because she was afraid to be there, or something of that sort, then that might be a different factor. But as it stands with what you've described, she will absolutely qualify. Any other questions pertaining to unemployment, you guys? I'm going to give you guys that same 60 to 90 seconds here, and I'll be right back just to give you a moment to put down any questions you might have. Joe, what? You're going to have to explain that one. I'm sorry, I don't understand that question. It does not compute. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The word that I'm not supposed to use. YouTube partners are not supposed to be discussing medical issues right now. And it's something they will actually either demonetize your video or remove your video for. So when I'm explaining something and that word is in there, even if it's just the VIR one, and I don't mean Virgo, I mean the other one, it'll catch it in the algorithm, and it could potentially cause my video to not be shown. So that's the word. Yes, I know it was a joke, but probably other people wanted to know too. So, all right. So, just a few minutes, you guys. I will be right back. We're getting ready to start the fun now. Okay, guys. All right. I will try to catch up. No hiding, Joe. Look at this. This is between Chuck and Joe. I have troublemakers. I'm telling you, just troublemakers. Okay, so we are going to be taking a look at something that I know you guys always enjoy, and that is a crazy comment. So I would like for you to take a look at my comment that I received just hours ago so that we can make sure that she has the recognition that she's so looking for. This is Jenny Hubble. Jenny Hubble is a staunch follower of April LaJune. And she claims apparently none of you, which I guess means you guys too, including the poster Kim. So for everybody, for the last time, my name is not Kim. It's not Kimberly. My last name is not Goigan. It never has been. And for the last 4 months, I've been assisting in debunking this crazy woman. But apparently, she can't see, because if she could, then she wouldn't have put this comment. But regardless, apparently none of you can read and do simple research, says Shiffy Schiff and yeah, okay. Well, here's the funny part about that. Who can't do simple research? And who in their right mind thinks that April Lejeune is important enough for any of our representatives or senators or I, why would she be important enough for them to even notice? It's crazy. This truly is a cray cray comment. Anyway, this person has been apparently a follower of April's for a while and has not watched anything or even bothered to look up all of the fraud that is put out there about April Lejeune from just regular everyday people, let alone any of the mainstream news outlets that have reported on other people coming to them, begging them to help to get this woman taken down. But, you know, stupid is as stupid does. Excuse me. You know, I don't like to say things like that, but this was just a dumb comment. But I thought you guys would enjoy seeing that. Okay, next we have oh yeah. I wanted to show you guys this. I dedicated this to John Trevi. Let's see. Oh, look at this comment. Okay, but we've never seen Kim and Virgo in the same place. Just saying. There is a video where there's a picture of me and a picture of Kim, and we look almost 180% opposite of one another. And I believe the name of the video is Who is Virgo Triad? It was done over a year ago. But if you'd like to see it, that's the name of it. And yeah, there's a huge there was a huge thing about that. Kim Goigan, by the way, is a terrible scammer. Terrible. Okay. So hopefully that helps there. I know you were not being I know you were just being funny, but I just wanted to let everybody know. Okay. And yes, right. Somebody supporting Lejeune that's actually talking about research. Really, really sad. Really sad. Anyway, you can't help them all, sadly. I found that out the hard way. Okay, here we go. This is dedicated to John Trevi. Most of you know who he is. He's been a subscriber to the Virgo Triad channel since its inception. He is always there to help brighten my day. And I'm going to show you. Here we go. Okay, so many cat owners. John is just loves cats. You may have seen him on my channel a few times saying hello by way of meows. Many cat owners posted photos of their felines on Twitter and in the process turned quarantine cats into a trending term. The posts range from the adorable to the hilarious, often at the same time. So here we go. Ripley and Cassie understand the importance of distancing. So there's them. Okay. Little bro is working from home and wanted his cat to look more professional when he appeared in the webcam during team video meetings. So he bought him a set of ties. Isn't that cute? All right. Bean is passive aggressively bored. So there you have it. Okay, next we have day 3, and I have been so lonely that I've decided I like the dog. That one's particularly cute to me. Next is this is a great time to catch up on reading. Isn't that cute? Oh. Cricket requested that I panic buy his gravy treats. So funny. Oh my gosh. Ollie is having such a hard time Coping, you guys. Asleep. Yeah, that's about right. And I don't think my cats are enjoying our quarantine antics. Let's see. That has got to be the funniest thing. I'll probably get a copyright claim for that. Anyhow, I just thought that was too cute. Okay. Let's see. No, I am not a blonde. Just so that you know. I saw Joe's comment first thing I when I came back to this page. Okay. Um so John, are you in the room? Hi Rocky. John, are you in the room? Say something to me. Uh-oh. That's little man snoring again. You guys know what that sounds like. Oh, I hope John didn't leave the room. That was special for him. Anyway, if anybody runs into John Trevi, please let him know. The mouse will. Yes, I know. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. So today's question that seems to be on most of my cray cray comments, I wanted to run past you guys. All right, and that is what makes a sob sit? What makes someone a sob sit if they claim that they are not? So, anybody who wants to answer that question, I would welcome the answer because I would like to know from you guys what you think the answer to that question should be. I kid you not, at least 10 times a week. Listen to little man. Can you guys hear this? I don't know if you can hear him snoring or not, but it's hilarious. Okay. So if anybody can actually answer the question, what makes someone a sob sit even when they claim they're not? I would like to use those answers in my comments for next week because, like I said, I get at least 10 of those a week. And when I come back after taking just a really quick break here to just take a drink, I will be doing the giveaway. And then I have a special picture of little man and Maisie to show everybody. All right, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Okay, Chuck, here's my question. The question is, what makes someone a sob sit when they claim they are not? Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for that. Giving me a second there to get a drink. Your throat gets dry when you speak the whole time. And we've been on here over an hour at this point. Wow. Okay. So, with regards to this, let me read just a few of these because they're so good. Okay, subsets are stuck up and want to always be right, Sniper says, and I agree with that. All right, Jefferson says, well, first of all, if they're driving a 1980s Buick, they could be. Or a redneck, right? Hilarious. Raven says, you should video when little man snores. Wow. Oh, how bored are we getting having to stay at home, huh? Roland says they're compelled to have to be the center of attention with mixed results. Very true. Hey, Pete, glad to see you. Okay, they think the law doesn't apply to them, Don says. That is very true. That is exactly what they think. Joe says picking and choosing which parts of the WITCH which parts of the law they want to obey. Yep. No, you're just getting louder and louder, aren't you, little man? Let's see. Believing, what does that say? They want to live in the United States but don't want to follow the laws. That's true. This is a good one here, John. They have ridiculous views of the law and claim that their view is the correct one. I happen to agree with this is just a really good one here. Quoting Black's Law Dictionary makes them a sob-sit. I agree. That's the one right there. That is the one right there. Rocky says, sob-sits. Anyone who believes their interpretations or personal beliefs supersedes the laws and ordinances in place by local and federal governments. Wow, that almost sounded like something that I would say. That was so straightforward, but I would expect that. Rocky is just an incredible person, but along with that, Rocky happens to be someone who protects us on a daily basis. I won't go any further than that, but something that we need to show a lot of respect to Rocky for that. Okay, so they live in what? Little man, really? U.S. law don't apply to me. I'm not in. There you go. That's it. That's it. That qualifies right there. That statement. They live in Shantytown, Nevada, off the grid community. See Google Maps. Okay. Chuck says when they have to use a script. Wow, that is so true, isn't it? And then gives us some further advice. Oh my. Yes, Rocky. Love you, Rocky. You deserve a lot of credit for what you have to deal with. Okay, so now we're going to get to it, guys. Here we go. Today we have a $15 Starbucks card compliments of Miss Baker, who also sent in our last giveaway's Amazon card. So this one I'm excited to do because even though it's 15 instead of 25, it's Starbucks. Let's face it, coffee, and you know how I feel about you guys know how I feel about coffee. Deb, that's funny. She says they live in Morocco. That's how you can tell. Yeah, that was supposed to be a clap, right? Exactly. I don't know how it comes across live, but that's what I was doing, was clapping. Okay, so what I need for everybody to do is, if you are going to be in the drawing for the Starbucks card, then I need you to put an S in the comment section. And be patient with me because I have to write everybody's handles down in order for me to do this. If you are not going to be in the drawing because you either don't want it, you want to, or you live in a place where you can't get it for some reason, and even if you live out of the country, I will still send it to you guys, just so that you know. Please don't put anything. Either put an S if you're going to be in the drawing, or nothing at all. So starting now, I'm going to start writing down names. You guys go ahead and put in your, oh, Roland, is that supposed to be an S or is that really supposed to be an X? Roland, make sure you let me know. Okay, I'll be right back. Keep going, you guys. I need to make sure everybody's in the drawing. Here goes Chuck again with his other things instead of, let's see, last time you just put several A's or something to make sure you were in the drawing at least 900 times. Yes, I know. Thank you so much, Chuck. That's very sweet of you. All right, so you guys have a choice here. Do you want me to turn the music back on for you while I have, it takes me a few minutes to get this written up. So let me know. You want the music or you want just silence? Somebody say something. Tell me. Nothing at all. Okay, Pete, you're the one. You're the one we're going with then. Okay, you guys, I'll be right back. I can't put copywritten terms, you guys, tunes, you guys. So unfortunately, Sound of Silence by Disturbed, although I love that version of the song, I cannot put that up here. So you guys would be stuck with the light jazz again. But I'm done anyway. So you have the Jeopardy theme song. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. And if you could record that and I could use it, although it's copywritten, you would have to record it in a different, key or something in order for me to use it. That would be great because that would be funny. Okay, here we go, you guys. Everybody who put S is in the hat here, and I am going to go ahead and shake it up and choose the winner of the $15 Starbucks card. Okay. Roland is the winner this time, you guys. Congratulations, Roland. And that was not actually, something that I did on purpose because he offered to make me a Jeopardy tune. Honestly, you guys, I don't work like that. Roland, congratulations. And I will be getting that card out to you as soon as I get your address, which you will need to email me at virgotriad@protonmail.com. And as soon as I receive that information from you, your card will go out on Monday. Full disclosure here, it took me till Tuesday last week, last time we did this, to get Wonder Woman's card to her, but she did receive it, and I hope that she is enjoying her new cat tower, which she will be using that card for. I thought that was a really neat thing for her to be doing. So congratulations again, Roland. If anyone has thought about what I said about the government issue relief checks or unemployment and has any questions before we close out, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I will, get to them as rapidly as I possibly can. But the best thing for you to do, you're welcome, Roland. I'm glad you're happy. I'm happy too. You've been a wonderful subscriber to the Virgo Triad channel, so it's always wonderful to do these giveaways for you guys. Jefferson, you were not robbed. I'll have another one in 2 weeks from now. Oh, that's cute. Okay. So the best thing to do if you actually have a question that you need to have answered, if it wasn't something that you heard or I didn't cover it for some reason, please email it virgotriad@protonmail.com. Now, something that is for everybody on the chat right now, and anybody who watches the replay. As I have mentioned many times in the past, I am taking some medication due to previous treatments that boosts my actual immune system to help me fight off anything that potentially could be coming my way. But then in addition to that, I have a problem with anemia due to previous treatments. The medication, the injections that have to be taken for that for the next, I've got 2 months left, are extremely expensive. Very, very expensive. I want to thank everybody that has become a Patreon to my channel, because without your assistance, I would not be okay right now. And let's face it, there's not going to actually be a lot of room in the hospitals, it doesn't seem. So I don't need to be there. However, because of the circumstances, any help that you guys can provide, I would so greatly appreciate, whether that be super chats through, live streams like this, or whether it be at my Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/VirgoTriad1. It's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. I'm not good at asking for help for myself, but I definitely need it right now. I am $263 short for my monthly prescription. So that is something that I desperately need. And, I just don't have a lot of people to go to for help. So if you guys can help in any way, please do, because I really need it this time. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, okay. Let me run through these real quick and see if there's any other things that I can answer. Not a question, but wanted to let you know. I haven't found rice yet, but still, thank you so much, Rocky. I was able to find, I believe it was 4 pounds the other day. So they are okay for about the next 3 days. If anybody does happen to find rice in large quantities, like 5 pounds or above, please let me know, because that is something that is a staple, particularly for Morgana. She has really severe allergies and cannot eat regular dog food. Wouldn't want to give it to her even if she could, but honestly, she can't eat it. So it's kind of a big deal. I've supplemented it with oatmeal right now, and we seem to be doing okay, but that's actually kind of starting to run short at this point. So anybody who finds it, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to send the funds for that, because we have to have that for Morgana. Let's see. My tax lady told me I didn't have to file taxes because I'm on Social Security disability. Okay, Christina, that is true. If you make under a certain amount annually, then you don't necessarily have to file taxes. But let me repeat this one more time. For those of you that are not filing taxes that are on disability, you may be missing out on an actual tax credit. I had a friend of mine that recently filed. They ended, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. I recently found out that a friend of mine was on disability, and she ended up getting a $75 refund on a credit. So you may be missing out on credits. In addition to that, you may want to just go ahead and file to make sure that you get your check, because you are eligible, because even though you're on Social Security disability, you won't be paying anything in, but you may get a credit on top of getting your check. So that would be my answer. If I didn't answer it fully, Virgo Triad at protonmail.com, Teresa, and I can answer any questions that you've got that I have information on. This I have quite a bit of information on because I previously was asked this question by a subscriber just a week ago. Okay, let's see. I think that's the only question that I see here. Again, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I'm telling you, you guys, any amount really, really helps in this scenario. Is very scary to me because if I do not have this medication, I could potentially end up in real trouble. Oh, thank you, Raven. Thank you, Chuck. I promise you guys, this is actually very difficult for me to watch because it's so hard for me to ask for help, but I'm really scared with this. So that's why I'm coming to you and saying, hey, this is truly an issue. Thank you so much to everyone. I'm going to put the music back on for everyone to enjoy, or some of you probably not enjoy if you don't like light jazz, but I couldn't find anything else. While we let the chat continue to run so that in case any other questions pop up or anything like that, I'll be ready and able to answer them, and everybody can say goodbye to one another. Please, everybody, stay your distance. Practice your social distancing, as much of a pain in the butt as it is. Find funny things to watch on YouTube or on Netflix or whatever you've got that you can stream. Try to stay away from anything that might be depressing or scary. It's scary enough right now. And please, everyone, stay safe. Listen to your governors, your mayors, your authorities in your state. It's really, really important. People are really having trouble out there, and I don't want any of you to have those problems. You're all very important to me. I love all of you, and I will see you guys later on. Here we go with some more of the jazz. So when this ends, the stream will end, but until then, you guys can keep chatting. Oh, quickly, Christina, if you filed last year but not this year, unless your income changed, you can use your 2018. They will use that. If your income is lower than it was then, you might want to go ahead and file this year if you made over 75,000. If you didn't, it'll be the same. I hope that answered that. Make sure you wash your hands, everybody. Yes, thank you, Mark. And please, you guys, email me any questions because I'm sure I missed some of them. Okay, love you guys. Here's your music.